Hi, I'm Elizabeth Kirsch. This is sophomore English. I'm just going to briefly talk a little bit about myself and then a little bit about the class. So, this is my ninth year teaching English at Franklin. I teach both English and journalism. I love to teach, I love to read, I love anti racism, I love my cat Minnie, which my students get to hear all about. And I also love cheese, which I probably also talk about a lot. This class is English 3-4. The overarching topic is issues of justice and power. There's a variety of different texts that we'll be looking at. Um, our first novel will be Exit West. We'll also look at A Raisin in the Sun and Fahrenheit 451, as well as a variety of short stories and other shorter texts. So that's the content of the class. These are the Common Core standards for reading, writing, language, and speaking that are aligned with sophomore English. So those are some of the things that we will be working on this year. My students came up with a complete list of norms that can be found on our Canvas page. So students contributed, but these are kind of our baseline agreements that we utilize in class. And you can get more detailed information about the class on the syllabus, which students have access to on Canvas and is also going to be available through the Franklin website. You can learn all about the course and the things that we're reading, as well as specific policies. I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read this entire thing, but if you do want more details, this is all in the syllabus. This is just a little bit about my belief statements, my beliefs around grading, which have gone through quite a journey since I started teaching. And ultimately, grading is my least favorite part of my job. I love providing feedback to students, but assigning grades is definitely not my favorite thing to do, because I think that the way that the way that we've all grown up to do it is not super equitable. So this year, I'm really trying to center feedback and decenter grades. I do have to assign grades to students at the end of the year, at the end of each semester. And so this is the specific policy around how that works. So all assignments for my class are out of 10, and they are graded essentially on like completion and thoroughness. So if students do the work, they will receive a 10 out of 10. The goal is that they cannot fixate on the specific score if they know they're going to get credit for doing it, and that we can really focus on the feedback. And I can also devote my time and attention to the feedback and not on the specific score. So that's the goal. I also don't give zeros. I will put a 5 out of 10 instead of a 0. And this is just information about what to expect in terms of final grades. In general, I will use my discretion to gather as much evidence as possible to justify giving students the highest grade possible based on their proficiency, their learning, their growth, etc. If students don't pass the class, they will get an incomplete rather than an F. What that means is that they didn't meet the requirements to earn a passing grade, but they can still work with me to recover the credit. It's not a perfect system. It's where I've landed for this year. And like I said, I will be using discretion to kind of make individualized decisions based on what I see from students. There are many different learning needs in my classes, so you can find more information in the syllabus, but these are just some of the ways that students with different learning needs will be supported. There is an honors option for this class, and those requirements are available on our Canvas page. And then the last thing that I would like to note is that we will be delving into a lot of different material and different texts this year, and some of that may include mature themes and mature language. I believe really heavily in the academic value of us studying these materials. So I work really hard to make sure that we deal with the content in a responsible and safe way. I will give students a warning anytime that we are going to be engaging with content that might be more mature. You can email me if you have any questions or concerns. And I think that's our last slide as well. Please don't hesitate to reach out, even if you just want to connect, talk about your student. If you have any questions, that's my email address. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you at conferences.